Hello everyone. It is a privilege, both privilege and honor, to be here to speak with all of you, all the graduates. Actually, 6 years ago, I was sitting in those seats, one of those seats, just like you guys. So, first of all, congratulations, you really did it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys coming up here and share with the next future graduates about what you've learned from your working world as well. So today I will talk about the working with different generations in a workplace. Yes, and now it's really the time, because it's the only time that all different generations, including traditionalists, baby boomer, Generation X, and Y, which is us, which is sometimes referred as millennium, are working together in one place. So today we'll be talking about all aspects of different generations, including ourselves as well. So the agenda of today, this is how I will be spending my next 45 minutes with you guys. So first will be the introduction and the outlook for the working industry market. And secondly, it will be to understand each generation and perception that other generations have of us, Gen Y. And then next is going to be how to manage generation gaps in workplace. And then next will be how to nail a job interview, even with different generations interviewers. And lastly, 10 tips that I hope you find useful. At least I found useful for work. So, looking at the outlook, I really believe that now it's really the time that the Gen Y will do very well in workplace. If I were to look at the world's most valuable brands right now, number one is Apple, which is 41 years old company. Number two is Microsoft, which is 40 years old company. And third is Google, who is only 17 years old company. However, you see number 5, 6, and 6, which is IBM and McDonald. IBM is actually 104 years old, while McDonald is 75 years old, and Coca-Cola is 129 years old. So what you see here is a big shift in the industry, even though the corporate giants who have established their footprints for more than 100 years are now ranking after newborn company. So what does that say? I think that says a lot about our industry, that is shift rapidly. And, it's really our time. It's very tech savvy, and, we, all of us, are born digital natives. So really, this is really our time to make a positive impact. And next, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and what I've learned throughout my life so far. So it all began in 1994. I joined Chilada schools. And when I joined school, I was a very fun, kids that didn't really pay attention to school at all. So I was one of those sitting, what we call the back room students. I like to talk to my friends. I don't pay attention to class, and I don't have amazing grades at all. And then suddenly, another thing is because our Gen Y is also known as over pampering parenting. Our parents really reward us for sometimes things that we really didn't achieve much. For example, my family, my parents, they are so nice. Every time I pass an exam, just pass, I get rewards. We get to celebrate and go to countries I want to go. Get great, amazing toys. So, I really didn't really expect much of myself, and, really fun going around. And until one day, when I was in 5th grade, between 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, is when I really think that though education it's not a guarantee for your success factor, as you've probably seen that the one who, are A class, top graduate might not be the most successful one when they really go outside the outside world at all, But then another thing is education is actually a gateway, though it didn't fully promise prosperous successful career. It really gives you a good path to go. So that's when I really have my turning points in accounting. I was graded 70%, and within one semester, I, really learned and really pay attention to class. And then, everything changes. I received a royal awards from the Crown Prince for the highly motivated and determined with the biggest improvement grade in school. So that's when it really changes. And, I'm really glad I did it at the early age, because let me tell you that though education is not a guarantee, but it is a very safe passage that will lead you to success. And then later I joined exchange program in the States, which I very much enjoy, really broaden your horizon, being in multi-cultural environment, really sharpen your thoughts, and you really learn things. When you're home, I think we Thai kids, we're quite enjoy the privilege of, not really have to do much by ourselves. But really through the exchange program, getting to go to places, it really helps you. And then I graduated from the international school. Then I joined MUIC, major in BBA, concentration in marketing, and then I did again the exchange program for University of Mannheim, Germany. And then after graduated, I take gap months. I really believe, and I think maybe someone will share this belief, that you really have to plan ahead, but life is short, so don't forget to have fun along the way. I took gap months to travel around Europe, because I really think travel really broadens your horizon and really helps you to see things differently. And then I joined IBM as an account manager. This is where it's really tough, It was the very first time IBM hired someone who pretty much like a fresh graduate. I was the youngest account manager IBM ever hired, and my job role including, leading people, with businesses IBM has with enterprise banking. And enterprise banking sector is very challenging because it's the biggest sector and the biggest revenue contribution to IBM. So the stakes were very high. Customers have very high expectation of me, and as well as the colleague. I was challenged by a lot of management and clients and the team as well. Being someone very young, with limited experience, really having to lead senior manager professionals with the sales and marketing opportunities. So it was very stressful, and first of all, I was not coming from an IT background at all. I was even confused, well, not confused, but wasn't 100% sure about really the big difference between hardware and software. So that my IT was not the best, to say the least. But when you were put in the uncomfort zone, in a place where you really have no idea, like the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And I really encourage all of you to, don't stick in your comfort zone. You only grow up and you only learn and discover and becoming a better yourself when you really put yourself in uncomfortable positions. You try to master the understanding. You try to learn about new topics. really, I think challenge really give you going. And I remember at the very first few meetings, I feel like screaming in the bathroom. I had no idea what they were talking about. They were talking about I remember the first meeting was about networking. The only thing I know about network is actually, the Wi-Fi, or, like you plug in the RAM, the LAN cable. I have no clue at all. But one thing I want to tell you as well is, sometimes I doubt myself. I feel that maybe I don't do a strong call and I want to be successful. And I really doubt myself, which is very rare. I don't take doubt myself. And I talk to my father, who's also an ex-IBMer. I say, I don't think I can do this. And I'm very stressful every day. I don't think I can do it. But my dad said, if they really don't think you can do it, they wouldn't give you the opportunity. So, really believe in yourself. And I really think, everything was made for a man to do or a woman to do. So, all of us could really do anything with strong determination and strong will, and you will succeed. And then along the way, because I love travel and we travel extensively, and I really perceived travel as a reward in life. As I mentioned before, it's really broadened your horizon. Lift up your spirits. It's like you have a purpose to live for. There's so many things to be seen in the world. There's so many unknown things, unseen places. So I invest a lot of money in travels because I see it as a personal reward. So after being encouraged from friends and family, together with my fiance, we started Holiday Runway, which is a fine photography blog. Started as really nothing at all, just documenting our journeys around. I know that many of us, even me, we are tempted. We see these glamours of, even full-time bloggers, they get to go to the runway in Paris, actually Milan, all the sorts of cool stuff, going to cool places with cool people, wearing cool things. It's very tempting to, oh wow, I want to be one of them. Just, I'm going to start my career and I'm going to go full-time blogging, But I want you to keep in mind that, think big, start small. Really test, is there a market for whatever that you want to do at all? Because sometimes what you think and what it seems and the reality, they are two completely different things. So really test your thought out, and I believe if you're really passionate about something, you will do really well. So yeah, we just started, very casually documenting our journey around, and then not even, we started in October, and by December we were actually discovered by Tourism Authority of Thailand, and they said they are a big fan of the blog and they love what we do, and is it possible to collaborate? They have this proposed agenda of unseen places that they want you to explore, and really help promote Thailand. So that's pretty much where everything started, and we've been collaborating with Net Reporter, with really cool entities, and it went really well. And today, we had more than 200,000 followers. So it's really a hobby that turns into something really cool. But will I stop working and then I will blog full time? No way. Do the simple math and really go back to the calculation. Will I ever earn this much money as when in my career? No way, So I really want to tell you to be creative and really think big, but start small, and really think, have a plan, be flexible, of different things. So yes, just a little bit snaps of what we do here. And then 2000 and I worked at the IBM from 2011 to 15, and now I've always have one personal goal that I think it's a Gen Y thing that I will mention later on in the presentation, that our generation really think about the society and really want to make positive impact. So So now I have been doing charity work and volunteers for an INGO, and next steps for my milestone is I'm waiting to go for an MBA program. So some tips that I've learned, and I think it's useful how I did it and so on. So the idea is really to think big, really think big. Start small, always have a plan B, and then strategy is always test your market. I've mentioned that already. Set clear goals when you want in life, what you want to achieve, where you want to go, but then again be flexible. When I graduated from MUIC, I always had this one thought that I always wanted to work in fashion industry. And I was very certain that I would work in fashion luxury segment. And then when I really go look out at the career platform, I found out that well, at least to my knowledge, fashion industry doesn't really pay well, and I don't see my solid career growth. So that's why I shift to work for a corporate. So again, set your goals, be clear, but then be flexible as well. And when you're successful, you have to have self-appreciation and the team appreciation as well. Respect others and always be very thankful to each and everyone who support you and really get you there, and to have a constant drive for improvement. So now moving on to understand other generation in workplace. Well, it's pretty much stereotyped to categorize a certain generation into a certain category. But then somehow we found that people being raised and born at a specific time period, they really do share the value of sex and beliefs and attitudes. So here is what I segment of the generations that you will be working with in workdays. So first is the traditionalists. These are 75 years old plus. They were born in 1920s until 1945, and their shared experience is the World War, the Great Depression, and then it's the baby boomers, our parents who are now around 47 to 65, and their experience is Vietnam War, the 60s, and post-war social changes. And then move on to Generation X, who are 31 to 45 years old. Their experience of major events are the fall of the wall, the rise of personal computers, and divorced parents was one of the very first era where there are quite significant amount of divorced parents. So that was something new to them, what is completely normal today. And then our generation, which is Generation Y, we are born from 1981 to year 2000. Our experience is we are influenced and driven by technology and adoptive parents. We are known as the generation with the most pampering parent of all